Now,
on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
8:06 on Wednesday morning. Good morning. Thanks for tuning into O'Connor and Company. I'm Julie Gunlock, sitting in for the last day for Larry O'Connor, who is back tomorrow. And I'm alongside my friend Hans von Spakovsky. Thanks, Hans, for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me in the last hour, and we have saved the best for last.
We definitely have. And listen, if you missed our earlier show, check out the podcast. We had some great interviews, great conversations, and about 100 movie references from Hans. So,
okay, I'm sorry about that. I can't help myself.
Joining us now is Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer. Good morning, Tony.
Hey, good morning, Julie. Good to be on with you.
Yeah, well, listen, this issue, we expect you to solve the whole problem. Okay, we expect you to solve the problem.
Sure.
You know, give us the answer here. In the earlier sort of the 7 o'clock hour, we went through sort of the different theories. We've heard different things from different people. The Biden administration, President-elect Trump, Foreign Affairs Committee Chair Mike McCall. We are hearing so many different things. It could be Chinese spies. It could be the U.S. government. It could be hobbyists. What is your theory?
So, well, the first thing to understand is that Joe Biden said there's nothing to worry about, so we might as well end the interview, so we're done. So everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is just fine. Nothing to see here, which obviously means the opposite.
Right.
So there's one of two things going on. Either somebody is so sophisticated and doing so many things so well, they just don't know how to stop them. And so that's why you see this kind of reticence to get into details. Or the other conclusion is it's us. It's the U.S. It's someone within the government or within one of the government agencies which are deciding to do this. And I'm citing this with some evidence. First off, these things are running at night with all the lights on. They're following FAA regulations. So, I don't know if the Chinese will be all that worried about FAA regulations. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay. So I'm kind of against a foreign source, which means it's us. And why? So many of the folks I talk to recognize that we have, as Elon Musk has talked about, an enormous federal leviathan. We have, bureaucracies within bureaucracies, classified programs within classified programs.
Right.
So the question becomes, why would they be doing this now, and what are they after? And there's been theories about what they're doing, why they're surveilling things. So I'm leaning towards, us doing it for some reason. And I think most importantly, because you cannot trust Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security.
Oh, right.
You cannot trust Lloyd Austin. You cannot trust Joe Biden. I think they're doing this to distract us from other things they're doing. And remember, and you guys are talking about this all the time, all these the pardons he's doing, the additional funds he's sending billions of dollars from everywhere from Africa to Ukraine. I think this is meant to just kind of focus us on something that's a bright, shiny object that really means very little.
Tony, what would tend to support that theory is, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because look, you're the foremost national security people I know. We made a real effort. The Pentagon, the military, and then DHS, Department of Homeland Security afterwards, we made a real effort after 9/11 to enhance, our air detection abilities along the East Coast, particularly the Washington and New York corridor. So it just seems impossible that they wouldn't be able to know and track where these are coming from, right?
But yeah, exactly. There's two things that are very apparent. And President Trump said today, it's like, we could track these things down to someone's garage. We can't. And secondly, regarding the lethality, we can take these down. We've learned how to use microwave, and I have to be a little bit careful here about some of the classified. We've learned how to use directed energy very effectively. I'll just leave it at that. And so you see these things flying around. This is a political choice. And remember, Hans, they keep saying, don't shoot these things down. Don't shoot them down. Well, why wouldn't you want to shoot them down if they're violating our airspace? You don't want to shoot them down because they belong to us. That's why. And that's why I think that's what's going on.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that some, as mad as some of the governors are, as mad as actually some of the mayors and others I've seen too are, I'm surprised that someone, frankly, has not said to their state patrol and others, I don't care what the federal government is saying. I don't care about the FAA and others saying, oh, I'll be violating federal law. I want my state patrol helicopters and others to take these down. I'm surprised that hasn't happened.
Well, I think it's about to. I think people are getting fed up. And, Hans, accidents happen. Sometimes helicopters accidentally bump into things, and these things may fall down. So,
Right.
It just could be an accident. It's like, I don't know what happened there, Mr. Mayorkas. It just bumped into it and it fell down. But I think that's going to have to be the next step is someone's going to start taking these things down. I'm not encouraging. Don't take my words as encouragement to anybody listening.
Sure.
I'm just saying, man, oh, man. I mean, if you've got a mystery and part of that mystery is something's flying overhead, maybe you just want to take that thing and put it, make sure it's not flying overhead to find and do some forensics on who actually has it.
Tony, I feel like people would feel better if officials would sound more like you, which is, we got to look into this. We've got to investigate this. Instead, we get certainty, right? There's nothing to see here. Yesterday, the Pentagon Press Secretary, Major General Pat Ryder, he fielded questions from reporters about the drones, and he said the drones are not DoD assets, nor do they have any part of any experimental program. He joked about Star Wars, and, I feel like... and I want to play a clip. Fox's Jennifer Griffin asked a really good question. Let's play cut 19 again, Michael.
Why does it have to be a classified briefing if these are just hobbyist drones, they're not military drones? Why is it a classified briefing on the Capitol Hill?
I'd have to refer you to Congress on that. Again, sharing as much information as we can here. I don't have the briefing in front of me, so I can't tell you specifically, what aspects are classified or not. I can assure you, though, that, again, we are sharing as much information as we can based on what we know.
Tony, again, he comes out, he says, it's not anything to worry about. And then, but I can't really tell you everything. I mean, what was your reaction to that?
So, look, and full disclosure, Pat and I are friends.
Sure.
I know Pat, and he's in a very difficult position.
Sure.
And I think he's being as honest as he can be because I do believe this. We know more than we're letting on. That is DOD. And I think it's because they're deferring to the White House. And I think that's why he's being a bit reticent. Because I've been in this position, too, where I know way more about what's going on internally, but I can't say it publicly because, I took an oath of office, and technically people are still in office. So I feel Pat's pain. With that said, other people who don't feel Pat's pain, like John Kirby, John is kind of just out doing whatever, he's kind of drank the Potomac River bathwater, has been out there enthusiastically doing some things which I think are less than healthy. So when you can declaratively say, like John did, there's nothing to worry about. Pat didn't say there's nothing to worry about. He says, well, I can't tell you everything that's going on. John has been declarative of saying, oh, no, there's nothing to, which tells me then they know more than they're letting on it. That is the White House. The White House, I do agree with President Trump. They know what's going on. They just don't want to say it. And the more they kind of let this linger, the more anxiety it creates, and dare I say, more distraction it creates from other things we should be looking at. So.
And as you said, it distracts from people talking about pardons for
yes.
A local official who embezzled $53 million or were drug dealers who were building meth labs.
Or
and stuff
the
like
real
that.
reason, it's aliens. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, see, no, that's what's going on, really. Let me tell you the real truth. The real truth is they're trying to find Fox Mulder and pull him out of retirement so he can go investigate. That's what's going on. Okay, you got it out of me. That's what's really going on. They're waiting for Fox and Agent Scully to show up and figure this all out.
Well, listen.
Right, there you go.
Tony, we always love having you on and love your perspective. And now I'm totally freaked out. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We continue in just a moment, but first, it is 8:15. WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes first on the fives. And here is Jamie Witten, who always makes me